What is up, YouTube? It's Colby MacMan, or Cub Nero, and today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. Today, I'm actually going to be doing a life story, one of the more crazier stories in my life. Oh damn it, PvP, not my favorite, but okay. Oh, I got killed. Why was I crouching? Oh, because I have control on. But, so basically, where is this? Oh god. I don't know where the door is. How do I get out? I don't know where I am. Why would I spawn in a freaking dark room? That's a great place to spawn. Fantastic. Okay, back to the life story. I hate PvP. We're actually going to be doing a life story today about a time. Now this life story is going to be about marijuana. Yes, I used to smoke weed. I still do. Very rarely now, though. Only a couple times. Maybe like once every couple months. Not very much anymore. But I used to a lot, like every day. But this takes place back in where I used to live. Now I used to live in Oregon. Now back in Oregon, it was easy as crap. How did that even happen? Oh, somebody's got a sniper somewhere. It was so easy to get weed back in Oregon. Super easy. I mean, I could I could go down. There's two main places in Oregon that I lived in: Redmond, Oregon, and Terrebonne, Oregon. Now, I lived in Terrebonne, and I went to school in Redmond. I lived in Terrebonne. I lived outside of Terrebonne, actually. Pretty far outside of Terrebonne. And there's somebody down there. When I got off of school, sometimes I would go and hang out with my friends in Terrebonne. I mean, in Redmond, back in town. So this took place not in Redmond. This story takes place in Terrebonne. I live in Oregon right now. And, I mean, I live in New York right now. Just before I was getting ready to move out of New York, it was just me and my dad just as we were getting ready to move out. My mom had already flown over here to New York, and, oh, didn't even see that dude. And so it was just me and my dad for about a month in Oregon. And, we lived in Terrebonne, and then we got kicked out of the house there because Dave, the dude that my dad thought was a cool dude, was actually a fat cock. No. Aww. So he kicked us out because our dogs, even though he had told us before that it was cool that we brought our dogs over to his place, and so he kicked us out. And we had to go to Redmond. We were living in Redmond, and I don't know why I keep branching off. This takes place when we lived in Oregon. In Redmond. I mean, in Terrebonne. Damn it. This takes place when we lived in Terrebonne. So, there was a kid, I'm not gonna say his name, I'll just call him Michael, who sold weed, but he didn't smoke it. And, one day I went over to get a little something from him, and I convinced him to come and smoke with me. There was two places in Redmond. There was a place called Sam Johnson Park, and everybody would go down to Sam Johnson Park, and there was like bushes in the background. That's where all the stoner teenagers would go to smoke in Redmond. And then in Terrebonne, there was a house that had been for sale for like 10 years that nobody was buying. That's where everybody would go to smoke in Terrebonne. Why am I walking so freaking slow? That's where everybody would go to smoke in Terrebonne. Died. Great. And so this story takes place as me and my friend were walking to this house. Now, apparently some of the other teenagers who went there because the reason I'm saying teenagers here is because back when, me and my friends went here, I was only like 12, 13. I wasn't quite a teenager yet. And this takes place as me and my friend are walking to this house that had been for sale forever, that, everybody went to smoke. And apparently some other kid had left a bunch of paraphernalia in the house. Oh, what? How did I not kill him there? So some other kid had just left a bunch of paraphernalia in the house. And they had installed, like, security cameras on the house. They had installed security cameras in the house. And so the second that we stepped onto the property... What the hell? Oh. But, so the house is, like, sitting up. The house is sitting on the road. And then about 1,000 feet behind the house is the freaking highway. And the second we stepped on to the property, police sirens started blazing down the highway. And I was like, bro, that doesn't look right. We should probably leave. And as we're walking out of the back of the house, this truck pulls up. And we're just like, oh, shit. At the exact same time, both of us just, oh, shit. And this dude gets out of his truck and he's all, I don't remember his name, but even if I did, I wouldn't have said it. He's all, yeah, I'm an ex-police officer. I have one of my friends coming to talk to you guys. And, both of us, we're like, whoa, wait, what? We weren't planning to break into here. We were just planning to go to the house behind it, because there was a house behind it, too. Oh, sorry for that period of silence there. I totally forgot I was recording a video. But, we're both just like, what? We weren't trying to break in. We were just, trying to get to the house behind it. Because before you got to the highway, there was a dirt road. And then right on that dirt road, there was a couple more houses. And I knew the dude who lived in the other house. So I was just like, yeah, no, I was going to that other house behind it. And he was a little skeptical, but, he actually believed us. And he's like, you know what? That's true. My other friend doesn't have to come. I'll just talk to you guys. And he asked for our names, and we both gave him fake names. And he was like, I'm gonna go scan these names now. I'll be back in a second. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this. That's not the right name. And I gave him my real name. And, what? Oh. And I gave him my real name. He was like, you know, thanks for being honest. And I told him that I was actually on a contract at the time that he was there. And he was like, oh, what are you on a contract for? And I was on a contract with the juvenile department for I got an MIP for weed. I'll tell that story later, because that's a pretty crazy story too. I still don't know how that one happened, but that's for another time. And, so, you know, we're basically just standing there. I have the entire time that we're talking to this dude, I have a 1/4 ounce of weed in my pocket. Oof. Burp. I was just horrified. Obviously, you know, that's a lot of weed for a 12-year-old. Oh, I'm pretty sure I was 13 at the time. But that's a lot of weed, okay? And clearly, I'm not supposed to have this fat 1/4 of weed in my pocket. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Oh god. And we're just horrified. And, you know, I was just trying to be as nice as I could to this dude as he's talking to us. Give him all the right answers. You know, don't lie to him at all. And by some miracle, we actually convinced him that we weren't trying to get into this house. And he let us go. And as we're walking away, my friend just pulls his hand in front of him, and he was holding a bong the entire time. The entire time we're sitting here talking to this police officer, my friend is holding a bong up against his leg, behind his leg, not even in his pocket, literally just in his hand. He's holding this bong, and I'm just like, were you holding that the entire time? And just completely casual, he was like, yep, yeah, I was holding this. And so we just walked away. That was probably one of the scariest moments of my life. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on the video. It would be much appreciated. Subscribe. And this is C.U.B out. See you next time.